So, Jackson Davis, we are thrilled to have you join us for TomTalks, a regular video series that covers a wide range of water topics. But we're especially happy to have you here as an alum of OWOW, the One World, One Water Center. You received your water studies minor in what year?
2017.
I have the good fortune of having had you as a student in my class covering the environment, which is a special bonus. You have done so much with this degree. Tell us first what attracted you to water studies.
It's kind of a funny story. I needed a science prerequisite course, and I did not really consider myself like a science guy leading up to college. So I was like weary of chemistry or other things like that. And I saw water essentials as an option. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So I signed up for that and I didn't really know what to expect. And then after the first lecture, I walked down to the OWOW office and was like, I want to declare my minor in water studies. There's something about it that just felt right and important. And I don't know, from that moment on, those were my favorite courses leading up to graduation. But yeah, it all started with just my first day in water essentials.
That's an awesome testimonial. So what changed after that day? You plugged into water, you decided to get your minor in water studies. So how did you change your life? How did that decision change your life?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Colorado, and I always loved being outdoors, but just kind of after declaring my minor, just opening my perspective of how important water is and how important water rights are. And the history of Colorado water was very fascinating to me. And it kind of led me to seek out internships and other opportunities that are more environmental centric in comparison to I was majoring in broadcasting. And so I just kind of went with the more environmental side. And I just found myself thinking about it every single day. I was like, okay, this is something that I want to do as a career. So
well, and you have done a lot of interesting things around water and the environment. Tell us about some of the professional and academic things that you've done related to water.
Yeah, while I was still at Metro, I had two internships. One was with the Colorado State Archives, working with the Colorado Water Conservation Board to kind of update their water documents to be more electronic. And they let me pick a topic that I could focus on. And so I chose the Colorado River Compact of 1922. It was really cool. I got to see telegrams and original compact papers. And so while I was doing that, I also internships at the American Water Works Association and did some research on water standards in other countries for them. I did that for about a year. And yeah, then I ended up working for a PR firm right out of college that worked with Denver Water and Clear County and other water municipalities with their communication plans. So that was kind of cool to kind of see different organizations across the state and how they're communicating water, what issues they're planning to tackle in the future, and just a broad range of things. And it kind of led me to get my master's in environmental policy. So
tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I wanted to deepen my knowledge. I see myself working with water. I wanted to know more about air quality and different energy sources and kind of tie that back into water. So I buckled down for a year and a half and I got my degree in environmental policy management. And so now I'm trying to then kind of combine all of my, upbringings and use what I learned in my master's to kind of propel me to do some more impactful things in the water industry. And yeah, be a little more well-rounded.
360-degree range of experience and knowledge and academic credentials that I think positions you really well, having the undergraduate degree, the ability to communicate, because communicating about scientific and sometimes complex issues is a real strength, and then to have the master's as well. So what's the ideal next step?
Well, you kind of just said it. I think it became apparent to me that environmental news and water news is communicated in a way that if you don't know the vocabulary or if you're not seeking it out, it seems it's hard to comprehend from just a general public standpoint. So I see myself kind of communicating water issues to be more of a daily occurrence and in a way that's appealable and people can just jump in and say, oh, I need to, there's not a crisis going on. I just want to learn about like Denver water's quality or, water where I live, in not a way that's like urgent, in a way that's more normalized and inviting and kind of visually appealing to like you see all these graphs and it's, I see myself kind of creating a more open platform for environmental topics and conversations.
Great. We can certainly use more of that. So one final question, what advice would you have to an undergraduate student at MSU Denver who, like you, kind of stumbles across OWOW?
It's the best decision I made in my undergrad. I joined the water club. I made my internships around it. I would say my best advice is to get to know your teachers and get to know your classmates. Like some of the closest friends I have from that time in my life came from OWOW, and they're all working in different parts of the environmental industry right now. And it's cool to we all started in this little bubble and, just like grab coffee with your teachers someday and say, hey, this is what I want to do. Do you have an idea of like how I can fit into that or what opportunities I can seek out? Because I had more of a personal relationship with everyone in the OWOW kind of department than I did in, my other classes. So yeah, just get involved and ask questions and kind of make friends.
Great. Well, thank you again, Jackson, for taking the time. And on behalf of OWOW, we wish you only the best in your next steps with relation to water and your career. And thanks for talking to TomTalks.
Yes, thanks for having me.